preparing to contest this box-off.
In the blue corner, representing Syria, Hussein Al-Masri.
His opponent is Syria's Hussein Al-Masri. We're in the 49-kilogram light flyweight division, and this is the final box-off to determine who will go through as a top 6 finisher through to Hamburg 2017. This box-off being contested between men from China and Syria. The boxer wearing red is China's He Junjun, 24 years of age, part of a 10-strong Chinese boxing team. His opponent, wearing blue, is Hussein Al-Masri, 25 years old, part of a 5-man Syrian boxing squad. Both men competing in their 3rd bout of the tournament. Good right hand from Al-Masri, and both of the men lost at the quarter-final stage. It's a good victory in the second preliminary round after receiving a bye in the first preliminary round for He, with a unanimous point decision win over Mohibullah of Pakistan. Right hand from Al-Masri wasn't too far away. Winging left hand just short of the mark from He. But then he lost 4-0 on points to Ganadine Gankuyag of Mongolia. Gankuyag eventually coming away with a bronze medal. Gankuyag, excuse me, will be contesting at the final later on, I do beg your pardon, against Hassan Boyduzmatov. That's the next contest coming up. Big singles being dug in. That's the thunderous left hook from He. And Al-Masri just getting on his bike to perhaps allow his head to clear after taking that shot flush. For Al-Masri, well, he was actually disqualified against Rojan Ladon from the Philippines in his quarterfinal. It was an infraction with the gum shield where it was coming out of his mouth, and then warned on 2 occasions for rough stuff up in the boxing ring, grappling and holding and mauling. So those 3 warnings resulted in an instant disqualification, and that is how he found himself in this box-off position, losing at the quarter-final stage after having a bye in the first preliminary round and coming away with a 4-1 win over the man from Kyrgyzstan. And just being reminded that this is indeed a boxing match, so there has to be some engagement. But trying to use the space of the boxing ring, Al-Masri. But in doing so, he's beyond his own punching range as well. Al-Masri, a reigning 5-time national champion of Syria, darting around the perimeter of the ring as he's trying to close the distance. And again, ugly maul at close range. So the end of the first round. We're treated to the shot of a camera on the crane high above the ring. The director uses that camera to provide some wonderful panoramic shots of the capacity crowd here at the Uzbekistan Sports Complex. But in the ring, Both of these men fighting for a place in the World Championships, looking to secure a top 6 finish. Good right hand from Al-Masri. So we're into the second round of this box-off, who will join Cornelis Kwangu Langu and the 4 medalists in Hamburg later this summer. That's what both of these men are fighting for. Again, the pattern resumes of he in pursuit of his man on the front foot. Al-Masri trying to launch raiding attacks with quick feet, neither man heeding the referee's call to break. Al-Masri just warned not to let his punches stray around the rear of his opponent. Rabbit punches are illegal in boxing. Sometimes if a man turns and trying to defend or evade a shot, a body shot can end up going around the back of the rib cage. So Al-Masri demonstrating good movement with the feet, but he's beyond punching range right now. It's as though he's launching his attacks from too far out, so when he falls short, almost inevitably, invariably, he ends up running into the chest of his opponent. Does possess quick feet, just perhaps got to improve that timing. You see, launch from far away again, short with the left hand, and the right hand was dealt with effectively by he. Trying to take advantage of his foot speed and slight advantage in height and length, but once more he's short with his attack because he's launching it from too far away, and that's why he was countered effectively there by a good right hand from he. Heads come together as Al-Masri launching his attack from too far out once again. I'm sure his coaches will be working to correct that fault. He was almost countered again by a right hand, but he was short of the mark with his attempted right hand counter. Arcing left hand, the second one wasn't too far away from Al-Masri. And the referee repeatedly speaking to both men about their responsibility to keep their heads up and out of harm's way. Remember, head guards removed from AIBA Open Boxing at the World Championships in 2013. Both of these men in their mid-20s. And why I mention that is that youth boxers coming through, they still compete in head guards, so that will be an even bigger change for them. But these men have been part of the cycle of seniors as Al-Masri gets through with a good right hand, swinging forcefully, but not too much accuracy on his punch picking. He boxing with his hands down now, caught by a left hand as it's a rather ungainly sprint across the ring from Al-Masri. A head-on charge, and one of the shots did get through. The evidence again of Al-Masri launching his attacks from too far away and not able to close the distance. That's why his punches are invariably falling short. And he's getting picked off in the meantime as he's coming forwards. Overhand right did get through. A bit of an arm punch, swung out with the shoulder. So into the third and final round then. So Al-Masri and He Junjun hoping to compete in in Hamburg 2017. Al-Masri competing in his second consecutive Continental Championships, as is he. Both men lost in the preliminary round last time out. The first round preliminary, lost in the first preliminary round for he, as Al-Masri was defeated in the second preliminary round against Murjan Rasulov of Tajikistan. So they've done better in this, their second appearance at a Senior Asian Championships, making it through to the quarter-final stage and an opportunity for a top 6 finish here. Who can capitalize and take this contest to compete on a global stage, which would be a first global tournament for both of them, although he does have experience from World Series boxing in seasons 5, 6 and 7. Well, that's firm admonishment from the referee in the direction of both men, and a point could well be taken off here. Al-Masri beyond punching distance once again, looking to launch an attack, rather telegraphed it with his feet, and again pattern repeated. Good counter right hand from he as his back was going towards the ropes. But Al-Masri, the attack's being initiated from too far away, and for more often than not he's falling short with his flailing forays forward. He waiting to play counter-puncher. Right hand counter attempted, wasn't too far away again. Well, that looks like a final talking to in the direction of he from the referee, so he really is walking a tightrope now, given how this contest has been boxed to this point. One more was perceived to be an infraction by the referee in that regard, could result in a point off. Neither man heeding the referee's call to break. Approaching the final half minute of the round, he peering patiently between his gloves, waiting to try and counter his man. Al-Masri rushing forwards before embracing him in a clinch once again. Not the tidiest of contests, this. And the pattern resumes. He waiting, launching the counter. Al-Masri flailing and then tying his man up when he gets him against the ropes. My goodness. Headlong rush just tackled his man at center ring, did Al-Masri. And it's an untidy end to an untidy contest. I think the more quality punch picking came from the man in red, but remember, the all-important verdicts will come from the 5 scoring judges seated around the boxing ring. Both men competed with everything they had, but their styles not gelling to produce an aesthetically pleasing spectacle. We're going to the scorecards to find out who has prevailed and thereby punch their ticket through to Hamburg 2017. Let's find out.
The winner by unanimous decision. In the blue corner, representing Syria, Hussein Al-Masri.
Well, it's Al-Masri who's declared a winner on unanimous points decision. Again, it's the opinion of the judges that is all important. For what it's worth, it's not a decision that I agree with. I thought the cleaner punch picking came from the man in red. He's receiving a rapturous round of applause from the crowd, but the spoils, the victory, and indeed the place in Hamburg 2017 go to this man. Hussein Al-Masri of Syria will be competing in the World Championships in August and September. One point in it for all 5 judges. Al-Masri takes the win.